Now, Paddy Muldoon, Aughagower man.
Yep.
Were you born in Aughagower?
Born in Aughagower.
And you had a pub out there?
We had.
Your father was Gerard?
Yeah, father and mother had it.
What was your father's name?
Gerard.
Gerard.
Yeah.
And was he born in that pub?
No, he was born down the Ballinrobe Road.
In Aughagower?
In Aughagower, yeah.
And he bought the pub then?
No, he married into the
You married into the pub?
Yeah, he married in.
You married your mother in there
He
then?
did, yeah.
And was she born in the pub?
She was born in the pub.
And how long was that pub in the...
That pub was there for years and years. My grandmother was in it, you know.
And did she set it up, do you think, or was it...
No, there was a problem with it at a period of time, I think prior to the 1920s, all right, they were trying to reduce the licences, and she always maintained it was the Brits who was trying to take the licence off her, but I don't know. But it was there for a long, long time. And
it was a very busy pub in your time now?
It was, in the early days, yeah.
And many pubs were in Aughagower at that time?
There were three.
The three that...
Yeah, no, there's only two.
Yeah, yours was closed down and...
It is, yeah. Now, even though we have the licence and we have permission to rebuild it, but I'm trying to encourage my son not to do it.
Not to do it, okay, right.
It.
And...
no money in it.
What was the Aughagower village like that when you were a young fellow?
Well, there was everybody came to Mass on the bicycle or in the trap or the sidecar when I was a young fella. And there was very little cars. My father had a Hackney car, all right, at that time, because I suppose it had Terriers. It was a very quiet place. The hall was built sometime during that era as well. And
was it built as a hall or was it built for another purpose?
No, it was built as a hall.
Yeah, that was a Nissan.
It was, yeah.
Shape thing, yeah.
Yeah, I think it came out of Northern Ireland originally, and it's a fine building now because a lot of work has been put in by the community in it, you know.
Mm.
But there wasn't.
And was it built in your time, or before your time?
It was before my time.
Before your time, yeah.
Yeah, it was built before my time.
And the school was there.
The school was there beside the hall.
And you went to school there, yeah?
I went to school there, yeah.
And who was teaching in the school? And you
Mrs. Kevin.
Mrs. Kevin?
Yeah.
And
a lot of teachers came in that period. Mrs. Garrity, who was the principal out in Nakruska afterwards, and Kieran, who was now the principal in Nakruska, her son.
And were there many pupils in it when you went there?
There'd be about 60 or 70, I think, going to it at that particular time. But as I said, I was sent out of it for various reasons when I was in 5th class.
You were transferred?
I was transferred into the Brothers here, and I cycled in here for 2 years and then went to Jarlath.
And were there more than one teacher in it when there were 60 pupils? Or?
No.
One?
No. At that particular time, I can't remember only the one teacher, you know.
And how many rooms were in it? Was there one room?
There was two rooms.
Two rooms, yeah.
And it was a place for punishment. The second room was a place for punishment, where you were sent in, but there was a door out into the yard and out onto the road. And I used to find that very useful, especially in the summertime, till I was caught.
And was there much punishment in the school in your time now?
No, there wasn't.
The rod?
Yeah, but I don't ever remember Mrs. Kevin now
using it.
Using it. I don't.
It was a threat, was it?
It was a threat more than anything else. And she'd have phrases like, you know, if someone was talking, she'd say, "Empty vessels makes more sound," and things like that. That was a way of punishing you, you know. But she was a lady, you know.
Did you enjoy school?
Well, I did, really, you know.
Were you a good student?
Well, I suppose some people would say I'd be reasonable. Other people would say I was a hangman. You know.
I see were you enjoying the crack?
I always did.
You always enjoyed the crack?
Always did.
Still do, yeah.
And still do. Still do, yeah.
So then you went on to Jarlath?
I went on to Jarlath then.
What year did you go to Jarlath for?
About 1956, I think. Yeah.
And did you do the full stint down there, yeah?
I did, yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. I did. I did.
Did you play football down there?
I did.
Did you have to, I suppose, did you?
Well, yeah, in Jarlath you more or less had to.
You had to, yeah.
And if you didn't, you feel out of it. Now the handball, you see, there was an old handball alley in Aughagower, and it has been replaced now by a new building. But that was, I played a lot of handball in Jarlath. I won Connacht medals in handball, but we were beaten then at different doubles, I remember, by natives, because they were better handballers than the Jarlath fellas. You know. There was very little hurling either now in Jarlath. You know.
It was all football, mostly football, was it?
Yeah.
And you used to win much in your time there now?
There was no Hogan Cup won during that period. There was the year after me, I think, you know.
Well, Jarlath is famous for football.
It was, yeah.
Was?
Oh, it was.
And still is it? Or is it?
Well, you see, it's now closed as a boarding school, but that time it was very famous, you know. There was day pupils in it as well, but from Tuam. And there'd be a certain amount of hurling played in it, but when they'd have hurling, they'd say, we'll have hurling now without the Mayo fellas, you know.
Would they?
They would, yeah, because like, the Galway fellas could play hurling, but the Mayo lads couldn't.
Well, there was a big tradition in Galway, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a tradition in Galway.
But you were the better footballer then, really? Well, Galway weren't bad that time either, were
Yeah,
they?
Galway were good that time.
They were, yeah.
Galway were very good that time, yeah. Like during that era, Indy Collarden, who won 3 All-Irelands with Galway, and Gussie Leydon and all them lads came out of Jarlath during that era.
And you were there that time, same as you, they were your vintage,
I
yeah?
played with them lads, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And who was teaching you in Jarlath? You remember some of the teachers, yeah?
There was a number of teachers. There was a lot of priests in it that
Mostly
time.
priests, yeah.
Mostly priests. Father Paddy Muldoon, who was chairman of the Galway County Board. There was a Christy Langan, who was the dean from out the road here. And there was a Father Martin Lang, who only died there about 2 months ago.
So he must have been a good age, was he?
He was, yeah. And he was a tough man on the football field. And he was fit to play up to, he was 50 years of age, you know.
And when you were a young fellow now in Aughagower, how would you pass the time when you were a teenager and that kind of stuff? Now,
Cycle to Island Nady.
cycling
To play football with Island Nady. That was my first club.
That was it, yeah.
It was my first club because of Brendan Needham, who's, I think he's up in Donegal at the moment. I meet him down here periodically at funerals. Both was in Jarlath at that time, and I don't know, for some reason I went down to Island Nady.
Rather than Westport. Did you have your own team out in Aughagower, no?
No.
Never had one out there?
Oh, yes, there was.
Was there?
Oh, there was. And they were kind of a junior team, you know. But at that time, you could play an odd match with Island Nady and an odd match with Aughagower and things like that, you know. But they weren't really a club, you know. They weren't a club as such.
So apart from the foot, you played the handball then as well in Aughagower?
Yeah. The most of the handball I played was in Jarlath. You know. Yeah.
Did you ever find out who built that handball in Aughagower, or how long was it there for? Do you know anything about it?
No, I don't.
It's very hard to find out anything about that. Yeah.
But it was kind of half walls.
Yeah.
You know, there was no back wall at that time, and it was a big disadvantage then when I went to Jarlath to see. In the early stages in Jarlath, there was no back wall either.
Yeah.
And
then they put
it was
them in.
easy to be good at it. The back wall made you different type.
You had to pick it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the same in our school as well. You couldn't. We had no back walls.
No, there was no back walls.
Yeah. And what kind of a social life did you have now when you were a teenager out there? Were you there from football and
there would be people locally who would say that I was rather wild.
That's fine.
And I'd get up to a certain amount of development, and I'd have maybe problems that they're in the house because they'd hear about things I'd done, and if my own kids did it now, I suppose I'd kill them. But so it was a great life. And then, you see, I went
Well, would you go dancing and pictures and all that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah.
In the Westport, yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Would you have dances in the Aughagower Hall now?
Oh yeah. Oh, we certainly would, yeah.
And who'd play out there? The bands that
There'd be more or less local bands, you know. When I say local, they'd be from Claremorris to Clifton, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And Yeah,
But Tony Freeland and boys be playing there now, is it?
sorry?
Tony Freeland.
He would, no, not at that
That
time.
you were before him.
I'd be a bit before Tony.
Yeah,
I'd be a bit before Tony. But well, you see, we got about because my father had the car. And,
Did he give it to you?
oh, yes.
Did he? What age you there driving at?
I'd say I was driving when I was about 16.
16, yeah.
You know. So we
Did you ever tip it?
I didn't actually.
You didn't, did you not?
No, I didn't. No.
Did you drink when you were young?
I did.
You did?
But not till I was about 18 or 19.
No, yeah.
And
Were there many young fellas drinking that time now?
there was.
Were
There
there?
was, yeah.
Were they as common as it is now, would you think?
Not quite, because the amount of money wasn't in it. You
Didn't
know.
have the money, yeah.
But I would have drank for a number of years, you know.
Did you drink when you were in secondary school now?
No,
No.
no,
Yeah. You took
No.
the pledge?
no. And I didn't smoke either until I was about 19 or 20, and then became a chain smoker later on.
So after Tuam, what did you do after Tuam?
Well, after Tuam, I suppose I wasn't 6 months out of Tuam when I was in insurance.
Okay.
Yeah. I worked for New Ireland as an agent. And a couple of years later then, I'd say I was only about 22 or 23, about that, when I worked from Galway as an inspector with a company called National Mutual Life of Australasia. And I was with them for a number of years, you know, before I went into brokerage here.
So you spent your whole life in insurances?
Whole life, whole life.
Have they changed much over that?
Oh, it has. Oh, yeah. Insurance is today, I suppose, is a joke, because especially the general insurance, like type of things that companies are doing and refusing to quote.
Is it overdone?
I honestly believe it's badly managed.
Well, you can hardly breathe now, but you have to have insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're as bad as America.
It's
We
bad.
claim culture.
Yeah.
And that's not alone in business now, that's in sport as well.
Oh, I know, yeah.
It's major in sport.
Well, when I played, and when you played, there was no such thing as insurance.
No, there was nothing.
No.
Absolutely nothing. You know.
And in fact, I often say there was a facility down in Briney to get petrol if you wanted to go drive off an away match on a Sunday. I think nobody ever used it.
No.
Ever used it.
No, never. Because nobody got paid.
Nobody got paid. No.
Nobody got paid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So you had your whole life in insurance then, yeah?
Whole life in insurance. I do a bit of farming, I suppose. Some people wouldn't call it farming, but
You look over the ditch and
I'd have a few old cattle and
out
sheep
in Aughagower, yeah?
Yeah.
Aughagower is a nice little village, isn't it?
That's just,
It's very historic, isn't it?
it's a magnificent village in the sense that it has been well kept, and it's within striking distance, you see. It's nearly within walking distance, the way I see people walking now of the town. You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, it's nothing to do to walk 4 or 5 miles.
Everybody wants to walk 4 or 5 miles.
How far out are you out there? 4 or 5? 4 miles?
About 4 miles.
4 miles, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
nothing, it's a stroll.
If we were fully full, I don't think we're fully full, you know.
And in your pub now at home, did you get involved in that?
I did. I ran it myself for a number of years, you know, until actually I got a heart attack, I suppose. That was the time I called it quits, you know.
And would you be open all day out there?
No, no. It was more or less evening time, you know.
And was it strictly pub? It wasn't, you didn't know whether
Oh, no,
whether
it
they
was
had groceries
strictly
and...
pub. It was strictly pub. Before my time, there used to be a grocery, but it was strictly pub, you know.
And was a good crack in it, there was?
There was. I'm sure there was, you know, but there were different times. People had less places to go and they had less money as well. But what was out there, you see, were very honest people. You know, you're dealing with very honest people.
Yeah.
And it made an awful difference. I'm sure there was some great stories and there was great characters as well, you know.
Who were the memorable characters out there that time?
There was an awful lot of them.
Yeah.
and a lot of the people still alive, but they were great characters, you know. And you'd hear great stories, and of course there'd be nothing taken from them. I'd add a bit to them myself as well. You know.
You get all the news there, you would.
You'd hear everything.
You'd hear everything.
You'd hear everything. Not always the truth now, but you'd hear it. You know.
The funerals were a great help to you out there, were they?
Well, they say that one dead man was worth more than 10 living men, because the dead men brought a lot of people with them. And the biggest industry at the time was the 3 or 4 graveyards, and they're still there.
Why is it so popular to get buried in Aughagower? An awful lot of people get buried out there.
Well, I don't know, but an awful lot of townspeople, like, and
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
they're all buried in Aughagower, you know.
Is it because of the historical value of it, or that?
Yeah, well, the parish was very historical as well, you know, and it's hard to know, even down the other side of the town here, down Carnaclay and that area here, a lot of them people are buried out in Aughagower.
I often wondered why.
I don't know myself why, you know, I don't know myself why.
So would the funeral last all day then? It last a lot of the day?
Well, that time it would last the whole day.
The whole day?
The whole day, you know, and nobody got killed going home.
Yeah.
But I suppose there wasn't as many cars, you know, and the roads weren't as good, and the odd fella fell off a bike and things like that. But it was different, completely.